the official second podcast of Red Panda Systems. And today we're going to talk to Mandy from the Just One Project. Good friend of mine, great person. Good morning, Mandy. How you
Good.
doing?
I'm great. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's been an interesting week. Been over to the Just One Project a couple times to see a new location, and I'll be back over to look at the old location shortly. Uh, but today, so the Just One Project, so our listeners can understand. The Just One Project is what to the community of Las Vegas, Mandy?
It the Just One Project is, excuse me, a local nonprofit that mobilizes volunteers as well as helping eliminate food insecurity for our clients. We offer a multitude of different programs. However, eliminating food insecurity is our number one, but I run the youth side. So I get to do all the youth programming for our middle high school kids and those that are considered opportunity youth.
Okay. So of all these service opportunities, would you say your favorite is the one that you work in?
Of course.
Okay.
Of
And how
course.
long, yeah, and how long have you been doing that program for the Just One Project?
I started in April of 2021, starting to figure out camps, summer camps for middle and high school kids. So, and then I officially started when my contract with Clark County School District ended in 2021. So, June was my official start date.
June.
Yeah.
How did you get involved with the Just One Project? How did you find them, or did they find you?
They actually found me. So I was with the Clark County School District for 15 years. I taught everything from third, fourth, fifth, special ed, resource. And then I also ran an after school program. I ran one of the largest after school programs in the state for over 10 years. And I worked with Casey Flair, who worked through After School All Stars. And
Yeah.
so he kind of recruited me to come over and run this program here.
And how has your involvement with the Just One Project evolved since June of last year?
So I originally started just running summer camps. So 6 1-week camps for middle and high school kids, as well as running pop ups, which we're famously known for one Saturday a month. And then in December of 2021, I started formulating this plan to create the Leadership Academy, which then in turn works more with those kids that are 16 to 20-year olds, opportunity youth for a 90-day program, an intensive program working on leadership skills, working on civic engagement, and mental health.
Okay. Is it only 16 to 20-year-old?
For the Leadership Academy, correct.
Okay.
It is 16 to 20 for that. And then in the summertime for the camps, it's middle and high school kids. So those that are going into sixth grade all the way up to 12th grade.
And how have you seen the program itself kind of evolve, or has it evolved? Has it changed since the beginning, even from conception? Like, what have you recall that you thought it was going to be, and what is it?
It has changed a whole lot. Each session is a little bit different. Um, the one thing that I like is the kids are coming in, they're always different. The young adults, especially for the Leadership Academy, what they need, what their skill set is, what they want to do is slightly different. So we have the bare bones of our program each and every session. We're in our third session now. However, the things that these young adults are interested in, I try to infuse it within the program, whether it is technology, whether it's sewing, whether it's swim lessons, DMV, drive school, financial literacy, whatever that they're interested in. I try to bring in those people that kind of they already have that spark there. So kind of kindling that a little bit further. So that they can find their passion, because that's what a lot of our young people are missing, is that passion piece, or how to foster that passion.
Right. Right. And having been around it a little bit ourselves, it seems like the hope, right? Providing
Yes.
hope or opportunity through hope.
And having them feel seen and heard and valued, because if you tell somebody, oh, I want to learn, when you came in, they were interested in learning about coding or learning about how the systems work, and then you were able to come in and provide that little bit of extra uh, information, that little extra care, like that hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, sorry, that you are there, that provided that time that, hey, other people in the community really do care about me. They really do want me to do well. And so being able to provide that for these kids, like that may not have experienced that before, like that gives them hope that, yes, I can do this. Yes, somebody else is taking the time to kind of take me under their wing and show me what they know.
Yeah, and I've really enjoyed Keith and I and everyone that works for us because we try to bring everybody by. But we've really enjoyed meeting the kids, getting to know them. Sometimes I wish we had more time, but
Yeah,
I love that we've broken it up into, and this is on purpose, and maybe you've observed it, but we've tried to break it up as best as possible into different sectors or different items within IT, right? It's
yeah,
not strictly coding, it's not strictly systems. We try to give them a broad aspect of what IT really is. And I've really enjoyed the opportunity or the experience, not just to be with you and Jordan, everybody you work with, but just to be with the kids and be able to feel like we're providing some kind of glimmer of hope, but a skill that they can use in the future and something that will help break out of, the how do I say this? Break out of a struggle that they may have in getting into a market or getting a job in the future or advancing their career and pulling themselves out of a situation.
agreed. Well, and I think you said it best. Like, not everybody is going to be interested in coding. Not everybody is going to be interested in systems. Like, there's kids that are interested in cybersecurity. I think showing a well-rounded program of, hey, this is what you can do in IT, this is what you can do in IT, and how important IT is in general, and then the different avenues that you can go to get certifications and the different job opportunities that there are available. Like, that is key because so many times certain professions it's almost streamlined, like we're only told about just this one job that you can have in IT, not the wide variety that there is, so that you can really focus on those skills or those like things that you're truly interested in. So
Yeah,
I really appreciate you guys coming in and speaking on all of the opportunities that you have. And it's also nice because you both play off of each other, you and Keith, and like Keith likes the coding and you like the systems part, and you can tell where your passions lie, and you can tell which kids kind of align more with you or align more with Keith, and then you
right.
guys go from there. So I think that that's amazing because that is what these kids need. And to hear your story of like you didn't go to school for this, and like you're self-taught, and like you did get your certifications, but knowing that just because you start out in one area of your life does not mean that you can't make a switch and do something that you actually truly enjoy. So
Right.
hearing that aspect too, like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. I enjoy that too. I've always, for what I do, I've always enjoyed and I've never forgotten. I had a professor that touched my heart when he said, "You don't have to do anything you don't want to do."
mhm,
And I've always remembered that. It really struck me as, wow, like we can really change or move or switch up or
yep,
advance in life if we have the passion, right? If we
yeah,
want to do something, we can do it.
of
And
course.
that's what we're hoping the Red Panda's hoping to do with the kids, right?
I don't think you need to hope. I think that you should know that you already have done that. And
Yeah.
I've got a couple of students who are like, I want to go into cybersecurity now. I listen to Dave talk about how important cybersecurity is. I enjoy like technology. I enjoy being online. I feel like this is kind of the avenue that maybe I want to explore more and see what I can do to go that route. And just think, like you've done session one, which we had 8 kids, session two, we had 10 kids, this session we had 15 kids. So think about how many people you're impacting and what that's actually doing to our young people, to our environment, and to their families as well. Because it's not just impacting these students independently, it's affecting everybody around them and in their circle, and even their friends as well. Because then they're like, oh, yeah, I think I'm going to go do this program. And I learned this. And so listening to those conversations that the kids have within each other, knowing that
Yeah.
those conversations are extending and spilling over, like that's the hope.
Yeah. I love that too because my one big passion is I love training, I love teaching, and I really like hearing that other people are learning from it. I'm a big proponent, Red Panda Systems is a big proponent of training, because the more people know, the better off we are. We can't just keep all the knowledge to ourselves, because then it will never advance, right? Cybersecurity will never get better if we just keep it with ourselves. So I'm
Agreed.
happy to hear that the kids enjoy it. Um, is there any other, you know, self-promotion, but any other feedback you want to give Red Panda Systems from the kids?
They really enjoyed. They would have rather had more sessions with you.
Yeah,
6 sessions in their mind was not enough,
yeah,
especially, I mean, technology is the way that everybody's moving. And
yeah.
so if, you ever want to do more sessions, and you both are very
We
good
do.
teachers.
Yeah,
So just think about that. Like these kids that are coming to me have dropped out, a lot of them. Some of them never finished school, some of them never felt connected to school. But yet we have people coming in that are teaching them a skill where they actually feel that they're connected to you. And
yeah,
so that connection piece is huge, not only just to the Just One project, but then your Red Panda's coming in and now they're feeling connected to you as well. And as a teacher, because that's what you are, you're teaching them how to do something. That is like what every teacher, every instructor wants to hear, that the people that you are speaking to are feeling connected to you. And
yeah.
so like they would love for you to come back and teach more and go more in depth with some of the things that you touched on, because they didn't feel like, they're like, okay, well, now what? Well, now we're done. And they're like, oh, because every Wednesday and Friday they looked forward to you coming in.
Yeah, and I couldn't ask for a more perfect segue, because last week we had Heidi from Tech Skills or Tech Impact on, and I think that is such a great idea. Like I've told you and I've told Heidi, it was like a perfect finding that again we get the interest from the kids. We get okay, and now what, right? There's always the and now what, and now we have and now what, right? So with Tech Impact, the other nonprofit, which is a great
Yeah.
organization, we can provide, with Red Panda Systems, we can now segue into, hey, and now what? Well, if you want to know more, you can get further education and advance your career for real. It's not just a dream. I'm not here to just teach you the basics and then be gone. I'm trying to teach you, help you, and then if you have further interest, you can advance your career and talk to Tech Impact, which is awesome. I love
Which
that.
I completely agree. And that was like a super find, because then it's one of those things like it's always nice to have a plan. And the past 2 sessions, like first session, we kind of had that stopping point, but here there is that pathway for those kids. And whether it's that they do it right after we're done, or they do it 2 years from now or 3 years from now, but at least they know that there's other organizations out there that we can kind of follow through. It doesn't have to be formal education as far as going to university or college, but that they can get that same knowledge from, and then get real world experience, because I think that's amazing. Heidi's awesome. So I know you and I have
Yeah,
talked about it. Like I just absolutely adore her. So, and everything that she's doing with that organization.
agreed. Agreed. So, have there been any specific experiences that you've had with Red Panda Systems or us being there? Any that you can recall? Good or bad? Open
Um,
feedback, open mic.
um, just that well, and we've talked, so one of my girls in the past, like she would code all night long because of what you taught her.
Yeah,
And for her, it's that like little spark, and it turned into this huge flame for her. And so that's one, because she still codes to this day. And it's been a full year since
yeah,
we worked with her, but that's
yeah.
like huge for her. And
And we're
especially
still
coming,
trying to help her find that
yes.
avenue.
And with her, like she struggled to find anything that she was passionate about. And so even to find that little bit of hope, that's
Yeah,
that one thing that keeps her connected, um, just in general. I've got a student now who, his mom's like, I don't know what to do with him. He loves technology. I think he's addicted to it. But he then sent me a message the other day and was like, hey, remember when Dave came in? I think I want to go cybersecurity route. Cool. because now I've got Tech Impact coming in. I've got, here are different programs that the
Yeah.
universities offer. Here's now what we can do. So it went from not knowing what he wanted to do, he didn't really have a plan, to now he's like, okay, now I kind of have an idea at least. But that's because you sparked that interest. You put that seed in his head. He's like, oh yeah, I can do this. I can figure
Yeah.
this out. And I know that those are the things that you want to know, because that that proves that what you are doing is working and what you are doing is making that impact.
Yeah.
Um, but they want to be on their computers. The first thing that they do when they come in the morning, when they're here early, can I get on my computer? Can I do this? Can I do that? Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
And even the
That's
ones that
awesome.
weren't interested in certain things, they're now interested in, like, hearing their conversations about the servers and about all the other stuff that I don't necessarily fully understand. Like, they're having those side conversations with the correct terminology that you taught
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. I got to be honest, that makes me tear up a little bit. Makes me really happy to hear. I mean, the text about wanting to go into cybersecurity, and it's not cheesy, it's for real. I mean, it makes me tear up a little bit. It makes me so happy to hear that we can make a difference just by showing up. And this is for everyone that shows up to help your youth program at the Just One Project.
I
I mean,
agree.
really, everybody makes a difference, right? It takes a community.
It
So
definitely takes a full community.
I would say for me, my personal experience, like so far, I know who we're speaking of, and she's amazing. And you can tell the passion is struck, right?
Yeah.
It's been a year, but I don't know why there's just certain individuals to me that stick out, as because I'm very observant and I observe the personality and the demeanor of some of the students and how they've evolved, how they've changed. And I'm not going to divulge names, but just some of them individually. I specifically remember walking in and thinking, they're not going to be that interested, or, whatever it may be. And now knowing who they are and seeing where they've gone. And even if it wasn't in cybersecurity, just seeing their overall interest in other things, right? Seeing these kids bloom and change and become adults,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of them are at that age, but becoming adults, responsible citizens, and
Mhm.
trying to provide for their families, and knowing some of the circumstances is just amazing. How the fortitude of these kids is amazing.
Yeah, and the ones that you don't think that are going to take charge and take leadership, that was the other thing I really noticed, is some of my students that are the most quiet and don't really speak, but they understood everything that you were saying. They were helping the other ones that are a little bit more outspoken and had no idea. So you were teaching the kids, but then they were in turn teaching others. And so that's ultimately, I think that's also another goal is, then you're creating leaders within what you're doing as a whole, teaching the group, but then they're teaching each other how to do it. And it's one of those things that it just kind of keeps rolling and it keeps evolving, and that's what it should do. I mean, I think back to when we first started, we had no idea what we were doing, and now I feel like we kind of have a plan, and
Hmm.
it's a good solid plan to introduce all these things to these kids. And it can only be built better each and every time that we do this.
Right. And I mean, again, thanks for letting us come on board from the beginning. It's been awesome.
I I would have no idea what to teach them. So you are saving me, because I always say I'm going to outsource people that I know that that's their passion, that's their specialty, they're the guru. Like, if I don't know how to do it, I'm going to find people that do. And I'm so thankful that you walked into our building at that time when I was like trying to plan all this stuff and put everything together, because what you've done for our program, um, both you and Keith, and like the way that you've cultivated our technology piece has been huge. So I am very appreciative of everything that you have done and came in and volunteered. And so you guys are amazing. Thank you.
Yeah. Not to put you on the spot,
Yeah.
but we've talked a lot about the students, but what about you? Have you learned anything from us being there? Have you learned anything about how the Just One project can benefit from technology?
I have that. There's a lot in cybersecurity that I need to be more aware of, especially with data breaches and protecting myself and protecting my students' information and data. That to me was probably one of the biggest things. Also, knowing about the different servers and knowing that what the cloud actually means. And it's the little like nuances that like we speak of all the time, but then there's no real education about what those things actually mean. Um, but that, our data needs to be secure. And especially the more and more that we are on technology, um, as a whole, as a society, knowing how to protect yourself, how to protect those that are within your organization, and make sure that there are no leaks.
Yeah. Cool. So if I wanted to learn more about the Just One project, where would I go? And if I wanted to learn more about your program that you offer at the Just One project, where would I go? What
So
would we do?
you could either contact us on social media, the Just One Project LV, on Instagram or on Facebook. We also have our website, thejustoneproject.org, that they can go. There's all information about all the programs that we offer. If you need additional assistance for food or housing assistance, our pop ups, kind of all of our information is there, as well as our youth programs. So we will be starting camps here soon at the beginning of June. We'll run 6 weeks, 3 weeks in June, 3 weeks in July. And then we'll be starting our next Leadership Academy August 14th.
Awesome. Mande, you're amazing. Told you
Thank you.
before, I mean it. It's been great to talk to you today. I appreciate your time. I definitely appreciate everything the Just One project does for you, but for us as well. And I hope you have a good day. And thanks
You
for
too.
joining us.
Of course. And I look forward to next session being even better than this one. So thank you guys for everything that you do for us and for my kids, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do what you do, and you're the gurus. So thank you so much.
No problem. We love it. Have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.
Bye.